A historic ruling by the U.S. Supreme Court today. Hello, I'm Steve Eager. By a clear majority, the U.S. Supreme Court has banned the use of race when determining admission into a college or a university. Institutions of higher learning will have to rethink practices, especially at top schools that are more likely to be considering race. Fox 4's Sean Rabb is in studio tonight with more. Sean.
And Steve, college admissions programs in America will no longer look the same. The ruling seemingly makes it impossible for colleges and universities to take race into account. President Joe Biden, expressing his disappointment, said the Supreme Court has, quote, walked away from decades of precedent. People gather outside the Supreme Court as the landmark decision on 45 years of race as a factor in college admissions comes to an end.
The court has effectively ended affirmative action in college admissions, and I strongly disagree with the court's decision.
The Supreme Court said in a 6-3 ruling, race cannot be a factor in college admissions. Constitutional law attorney David Cole explaining the thinking of Chief Justice John Roberts in writing for the majority.
Chief Justice Roberts said enough. There's never an end. Justice O'Connor famously said about 25 years ago, this should be done in 25 years. It didn't end. The goal is ill-defined. We're just not going to have this anymore. We need to take race off the table.
The ruling overturns lower court decisions that upheld admissions programs at University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, and Harvard against claims the public and private schools discriminated against Asian American and white applicants.
The opinion says is a criticism of what these two universities have done and goes through point by point. The goal is no good, the mechanism is no good, and this isn't going to be the way we do it in this country from now on.
Justice Clarence Thomas, writing separately about the decision, quote, sees the university's admissions policies for what they are: rudderless, race-based preferences designed to ensure a particular racial mix in their entering classes. Thomas and Justice Sonia Sotomayor, who wrote the dissenting opinion, both benefited from affirmative action. Sotomayor saying the ruling rolls back decades of precedent and momentous progress.
But we cannot let the decision be a permanent setback for the country. We need to keep an open door of opportunities.
The president wants colleges to consider what a person has had to overcome in life in weighing acceptance, something many admissions offices already do. The ruling's impact limited in Texas by a separate policy that admits the top 10% of graduating high school students to public universities. In the private sector, SMU's president says his school is dedicated to an inclusive student body, faculty, and staff, writing, despite the implications this ruling may have on policies and practices at SMU, we will determine how the specifics of the High Court's ruling will affect the consideration of race in our enrollment efforts. UT Austin also under the microscope. State lawmakers passed legislation this session that protects the flagship university's admission policy, which accepts 75% of new students based on the top 10% rule, but allows 25% of new admissions on other factors, including race. In two previous cases, including a UT Austin case, the High Court upheld race-based admissions programs. That was before 3 appointees of President Donald Trump joined the court, tipping the scales to the right. Biden asked about this court as he left his news conference.
Is this a rogue court?
The president pausing as if to measure his response.
This is not a normal court.
And while race will be prohibited from consideration, hopeful students can, in essays, talk about how their life experiences, including race, has shaped who they are. But changes to college admissions.